Hi everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the SCU Show. I'm your host, SCU. This is episode number 45. We've reached a milestone, episode number 45. It's a great milestone. As you can tell, we are outside. I took the last week off because of uncertainties going on around my household. And I really don't have to record in my house. Therefore, I had to come to I'm at a local park near my house, not too far away. And this is where we're going to be doing the show for this week. We'll see what happens next week, and we'll go from there. But we do have a show this week, episode number 45. Again, I'm your host, SCU. Thank you for joining me. I'm wearing my mask because where I am, we have to wear our masks in accordance with the law. As most of you should be doing anyway, but that's another story for another time. All right, so I missed it last week. It happened while I was off last week. Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes' contract. Patrick Mahomes got a 10-year contract. He has now been with the Chiefs for the next 12 years. $503 million on the contract. And absolutely nobody can argue that Patrick Mahomes has earned his contract so far. So far, Patrick Mahomes has absolutely earned that 10-year deal. It's 12 years in total, $503 million. The first $500 million contract ever in American sports. He has earned that contract so far. And I mean, look who's got to go up against. Not much. He hasn't gone much against much. In the last 2 years, the only team that's really been on his level, sort of, since he's become a starting quarterback, has been Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson's 0-2 in the postseason. So that kind of tells you, Patrick Mahomes. And plus, Patrick Mahomes is 2-1 against Lamar as well. And he'll probably be 3-1 after this season's meeting, week 3-1 of Night Football. Patrick Mahomes has done everything an NFL quarterback dreams of doing, and he's done it in just 2 years. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been MVP, 50 touchdown passes. He was a D Ford offside away from going to the Super Bowl his first year as a starter. When they would have beaten the Rams, he would be a 2-time Super Bowl champion right now if it weren't for D Ford. He is a Super Bowl MVP under his belt. He has shown he is very good at coming back from behind. He did that 3 times last year. So now for everything, the only thing now for Patrick Mahomes, he just has to continue to shine. That's all it is. That's all it is he has to continue to do what he's doing. Don't let up Patrick. Excuse me, opposite Lamar. Don't let up Patrick Mahomes. Don't let up. That's all you have to do over the next 10 years. And you're going to win yourself 3 or 4 more Super Bowl titles. And I can't wait to watch all of them in person. So that's that. All right, so let's switch gears. Let's talk about Dak Prescott, because now it is officially after 4 o'clock on Wednesday, which is the podcast being recorded. And Dak Prescott did not sign a long-term deal. They had a year and a half to do this, and they got nothing done. And therefore, Dak will play under the franchise tag this year. He'll make $31.4 million. Not a lot of people really argue about that, but Dak really wanted a 4-year deal that, unfortunately, he did not get. So we'll try again next year, I guess, when it comes to Dak Prescott. But for right now, I'm not sure if, obviously nobody's sure if the Cowboys will sign him to a long-term deal next year, or if they'll even give him the franchise tag next year. Nobody really knows. We're all speculating at this point that we'll see what happens. Let's see if the Cowboys can win the East. A lot of people love the Eagles over them. I like what the Giants are doing, but the Cowboys, again, they do have a lot of pieces. So I'm looking at this. The Cowboys do not sign Dak next year. He has a great season. I don't think he goes over 5,000 yards like he almost came to last year. He goes over 30 touchdowns again this year. I think the Cowboys are 9-7, 8-8 team. They'll miss the playoffs. And we'll go from there. But what if I'm going off of this? The Cowboys did not give him the second franchise tag. He doesn't make the $69 million he's supposed to make. So now what is it? I have to apologize for any noise you might be hearing. Now what? What do you do now if you're the Cowboys? What do you do with Dak Prescott? And I was thinking about listening to a podcast yesterday. Something had brought this up. I was thinking about. I was listening to about something about Dak anyway. If he becomes a free agent next year, if the Cowboys let him walk, where could he possibly go? And there's really one team that I really think would be a really nice fit for Dak Prescott. Tampa Bay. Oh, but Tom Brady just signed a 2-year deal. Yeah. Okay, so Dak's playing with the Cowboys this year. Next year is Brady's final year in the NFL. I think everybody can agree with that. Brady will be done after next year. That'll be it. And then the Bucs need to look at, all right, who's next? Let that sit behind Brady for a year. If Brady gets hurt, knock on wood. Dak's starting quarterback for Tampa Bay. You have Mike Evans. You have Chris Godwin. You have that offensive line. All you're missing is a run game on offense, and you're about done to mention. When Brady's gone, Breeze is also gone. You question yourself on Matt Ryan. You don't know what's going to happen there. And do we really believe in Teddy Bridgewater? Do we believe he's going to be there 2 years? Maybe he'll probably be there 2 years, but I don't think he'll get that third year in Carolina. Let's see what they do. It makes sense. If you really think about it, you really look into it, it kind of makes sense. Dak Prescott's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next year as a free agent, back up Tom Brady 1 year, take over the Bucs, and then run the NFC South. Because with the Saints, Drew Brees will be gone in 2 years. Their next quarterback is Taysom Hill. Nobody believes in Taysom Hill. I don't really know much about Taysom Hill. But I'm starting to think about the same. We can't really judge. What I'm saying is, I don't think Taysom is a starting quarterback. We will see. He's thrown one pass in his career. We're going off of that. He's thrown one pass in his career. We have to see more out of Taysom Hill. So if that's the case, Dak Prescott becomes the Tampa Bay Bucs quarterback. He's going to win divisions for a while. He's not going to let up or anything like that. He's going to keep dominating that division, especially the way it runs right now, or 2 years when Brady and Brees are both gone. So there you go. That's a little food for thought there. You start thinking about it. Does it make sense? Who knows? Because obviously we don't know. Dak might sign a long-term deal next year. He might get a second franchise tag next year, or he could be a free agent. There are 3 possibilities there. We just don't know right now. But as of right now, I'm thinking about, Dak and Tampa Bay. I kind of like the idea. I want you to think about it a little. Get back to me on my Writing Fanatic 2 on Twitter. Okay. All right, we are going to get a little controversial. I did not want to do this, but it has to be said. Some things are left unsaid. Nick Cannon just got fired from VH1, just canceled Wild 'N Out, which is a popular show. He was on like 11 years. He just got fired and the show was canceled from CBS and shows canceled on VH1 and all that because he said something that should have been left unsaid. And I'm not saying this should be left unsaid because obviously I'm going to talk about it, but it's just a little controversy here talking about this. So you got players in the NBA. You got players in the WNBA, for the most part, those 2 leagues. They're opting out because of social injustice. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm saying if I were them, I wouldn't do it. Why wouldn't I do it? The NBA and the WNBA are giving you a platform. They're giving you this platform where you can stand up for your rights. You can express how you feel. Obviously, it's only, putting names on the back of jerseys, whatever the case is, but I feel like that's good. That's good. The league is giving them this chance. And somebody had said this on the show that I listened to. If you have a platform, use it. I'm not trying to name any players. I will name one, but not now. That got in trouble for this just today. You have the platform. You're an NBA player, you're a WNBA player, you're sitting out because of social injustice. What is I don't understand the point of you sitting out for social injustice. I just don't see the point of it. Now, I don't. The thing is that I don't agree with them doing it. I'm okay with them doing it. That's their choice. They can do whatever they want, right? If I were them, if I were an NBA player, WNBA player, and I see all this going on, all this police brutality and all that, I'm simply, I'm using my platform to express my feelings. I'm not going to sit out and then do something stupid or something foolish. Example. Kenny Stills says he has not said he's going to sit out the NFL season because of this. But Kenny Stills is caught protesting in Louisville, Kentucky, and Kenny Stills got arrested for it. Now, I'm not saying that these NBA, WNBA players are going to have the same outcome, but that's kind of what you're looking at if you're an athlete and you decide, I'm going to sit out and fight for justice. So you're going to fight for justice by protesting, risk yourself getting arrested, all of that. Show me where that makes sense. If you're any of these athletes and you watch this clip or this podcast, show me where that makes sense. Because to me, it makes no sense at all. I don't agree with it. I would not do it. I would use the platform I have, which is the league you play in, to express your feelings that way. Put her name on the back of the jersey. Breonna Taylor, put her name on the back of the jersey. That's the way I would go with it. I do not agree with any of these players sitting out because it's just social injustice. I don't agree with it at all. I don't think it's a dumb idea. It's just something I would not do if I were a professional athlete. And there's that. I don't know any names. Obviously Kenny Stills was arrested for protesting, and that's kind of what, like I said, that's kind of what these players are looking at if they sit out. I just wouldn't do it. That's simple as that. I don't agree with it. Unless you're going to pull something like a Maya Moore, where she sat out and she spent years trying to free Jeremy Irons, and it finally worked. Which I give her props for that. I like that idea. It was good. I just don't agree with them sitting out for social injustice any other way. And this is it. That's the way I feel about it, And that's what we're gonna say. All right, so this is our first week of doing this. This is gonna be a fun 8 weeks leading up to the season. We're about 9 weeks away. I'm gonna be doing division previews, so I'll be looking at each team in each division each week. And this week we're doing the AFC North. And I picked this division for the first one because it's it's the most boring division in the NFL. Yes, you can mock the AFC South. And I probably should have done the AFC South, but the first thing that came to mind when it came to the most boring division was the AFC North. So let's get started with the Baltimore Ravens. And come on. And I love the Chargers. I love what the Chargers have, but the Baltimore Ravens have the most stacked roster in the league right now. There is no questioning. Because I don't know if Tyrod Taylor is the man in L.A. I do know, obviously, Lamar Jackson is the man in Baltimore. They have every other piece that they need. They have Hollywood Brown's going to come back. He missed 3 games last year. He had 7 touchdowns, which is decent for a rookie campaign. He's going to come back. He played only 14 games last year, scored 7 touchdowns. I expect a big year out of him with Lamar Jackson. They have, Mark Andrews, their talented tight end. They got rid of Hayden Hurst, but my friend, who is a big Ravens analyst, he really pays attention to the Ravens and what they do on and off the field. He tells me that Mark Andrews, and it was easily the better tight end over Hayden Hurst, who they traded to Atlanta, so we'll see. Obviously, Mark Andrews is going to be a big thing. Calais Campbell, this is a big move by the Ravens this offseason. Calais Campbell was traded from the Jaguars to the Ravens. He is going to be a great on that defensive line. It's going to be very exciting to watch that Ravens defense with Jimmy Smith, Earl Thomas, and everything else they have on that defense, as well as like I always said, Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews. They got the run game, Justice Hill. They got J.K. Dobbins, the rookie at Ohio State. They have Mark Ingram for 1 more year, maybe 2 more years. That Baltimore team, they're favored every game this year. They're going to be such a kick-ass franchise. They just might be the 3rd team to go undefeated in the regular season. I'm not saying they're going to, but it's a damn near possibility. We go to Cleveland Browns, the second most interesting team in his division. So for Pittsburgh, that's right. Now, I'm not saying Cleveland's going to, they're going to be so good. They got all this and that and the third. We said the same thing. I said the same thing in 2017, 3 years ago. I said the Browns are going to finish at least second in the AFC North. They had Jabril Peppers, David Njoku just came in. They have this, they have that. They went 0-16. And so I'm not hyping up the Browns any more than I will right now. They do have a talented roster. You can't deny that. But the big thing, like I said, the talented roster, they have OBJ. They have Kenny Stills. They have 2 tight ends set. They had the Njoku wants out, but they do have him. They have Austin Hooper right now. Nick Chubb is one of the most talented run backs in the NFL. The only problem with Cleveland is Baker Mayfield. Yeah. I've said this before. I'll say it in the future on future episodes. This is a make or break season for Baker Mayfield. If he does not do well this year, if he struggles under Kevin Stefanski, in which a system where Kevin Stefanski coached and Kirk Cousins strides, I would expect Baker Mayfield to have a better season than less than 20 picks, probably less than 15 picks. I would say around 12. He'll be okay with me. Gets close to about 28 touchdowns, 12 picks. Then you like, okay, Baker's our guy for at least another year, maybe 2. And then you see what happens at the end of his rookie contract the year after. But it's all in Baker Mayfield when it comes to the offense. The defense, they got everything taken care of. They just signed Myles Garrett to a 5-year deal. Big-time deal for a number 1 overall pick in the 2017 draft. They have Denzel Ward. They have a very talented defense. It's just a matter of Baker Mayfield. What will he do? And that's what we're going to be watching for when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. 3rd team in the AFC North is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I am one of just a few people who think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to take a nosedive this year. They're going to be, they finished this quarterback and this quarterback and that. Yeah, that's cool. I give props to Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph for keeping the Steelers afloat while they could. They also, I'm pretty sure, and my friends are going to watch this. The Cowboys also lost to the Jets. Pretty sure the Steelers lost to the Jets. And I don't believe they had Sam Darnold at the time. So the Steelers, I feel like they're going to have about a 7-9 season. That's what I put them at right now. They should be 6-10, but I feel like that Cowboys game they play late in the season in Dallas, they're going to win on some really crazy stuff. That's one of my bets of the year, was the Steelers beat the Cowboys later in the season. We shall see. But the Steelers, they're not going to be in the playoffs. Yes, they would 8-8 under Duck Hodges, and when under Mason Rudolph. They have a 38-year-old quarterback named Big Ben Roethlisberger, who is coming off of elbow surgery, mind you. And it's going to be a mess. They don't have... Oh, this is the big thing with the Steelers. I forgot to mention this. They don't have a number one receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster was supposed to be that guy once Antonio Brown went nuts and was gone. He wasn't. And I don't believe he will be. James Conner. Oh, Le'Veon Bell's gone. We got James Conner. We'll be fine. The guy at Pitt. Hometown guy. He's not lived up to expectations, obviously. Not as good as everyone perceived him to be, especially me. I was hoping for more out of James Conner. I don't see anything coming out of James Conner this year, as well as Juju Smith-Schuster. You're banking on James Washington being a good wide receiver, maybe the number one, if not at least number two. They have Eric Ebron. I do like Eric Ebron, the tight end for the Colts. He's now with the Steelers, so I'm very excited to see how that works out. But I still like that the Steelers are just gonna have some troubles this year. They're gonna go 7-9, and they're not gonna be a playoff team. And this is going to be Big Ben's final year. And the Bengals are the Bengals. Joe Burrow did not agree with him being number one. He's like, I'm not saying he's going to be a bust. He'll do okay. The way I see with Joe Burrow, he's going to play his rookie contract, 4 or 5 years, and then he'll be gone. That's it. He might even be with the Bengals at the end of those 4 or 5 years. He might be with them. Give him 2 or 3 years, and the Bengals will decide what they want to do. But I just feel like it's the Bengals. Come on. Bottom of the barrel, 2-14, 3-13. Place your bets on 2 or 3 wins for the Cincinnati Bengals. Not supposed to be expecting much with the rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. And with that, we are done. Our first episode outside of the studio we are in. This is episode number 45. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Wear your masks. I don't care what state you're in, what city you live in. I do not care. Wear your masks. We are very close to the end of the coronavirus, and I don't want any of you, especially myself. I'll say it myself as well, so I don't, seem like a hypocrite. I don't want anybody messing this up for anybody else. That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This has been episode number 45 of the SCU Show.